Hi, how's it going this morning, Shooter? You doing okay, partner? I see you got your mask off just while you eat, right? And I'm taking my mask off so I can read to you. And we're going to read, you said this was your favorite. We're going to read Robert the Rose Horse. You see the horse there? And now I'm going to read this to you. First, I want you to know that it's by Joan Heilbroner. It was illustrated. She drew all these beautiful horses by P.D. Eastman. You like those horses? They're not as pretty as you, Shooter. All right, here we go. Robert was a happy little horse. He lived on a farm. He lived with his mother and father. And there's his mom and dad right there. And one day, Robert had a party. Oh, that's cool. I like parties. It was his birthday. And all his farm friends came to the party. Look at this. There's a chicken and a pig and a goat and a kitty and a dog. And there's Robert right there. You didn't know Robert had all those friends, did you? Just like you, you've got a lot of friends. They had a big cake. Happy birthday, Robert, said all of his friends. Happy birthday to you. And they're all around. They got a cake with a candle and cupcakes. That's pretty cool. And the cake was very pretty. It had big red roses all around it. Robert liked those red roses. He put his nose in the run. Took a big sniff. And that's Robert taking a big sniff. Then Robert got a funny feeling. His eyes began to itch. His nose began to itch. And then, Robert sneezed. Oh, what a sneeze. Up went his farm friends. Up went the cake. Up went the roses. And Robert fell down flat. Isn't that sort of funny? That's pretty cool. His mother called the doctor. The doctor looked at Robert. Say ah, said the doctor. Ah, said Robert. Aha, said the doctor. I know what made him sneeze. And there's the doctor. He's taking care of you right there. See the doctor? I know I am right, said the doctor. You will see. Here, Robert, take a little sniff. He put some roses up to him. Robert put his nose into those roses. He took a little sniff. Again, his nose began to itch. Again, his eyes began to itch. Ka-choo went Robert. Bang went the window. Bang went the door. Up went the roses. And the doctor fell down flat. Isn't that sort of silly? Look at that. There's the doctor and a big sneeze. Yeah, you're looking right at it. I was right, said the doctor. Roses are very bad for you. There are too many roses on this farm. You must get away from them. You must go to the city. So Robert had to go. Goodbye, he said to his mother and father. I will be all right in the city. I will find work. I will find a job. And there's Robert going off to the city. Got a suitcase. Robert did find a job in the city. He went to work for a milkman. He took the milkman in his wagon all around the city. It was a good job. And Robert was happy. Robert liked this kind of job. There's a picture of him. Getting down to the bottom, aren't you? Then one day a man walked right next to Robert. The man had a flower in his coat. The flower in his coat was a rose. A rose! And right under his nose. Robert got that funny feeling again. His nose began to itch, and his eyes began to itch, and ka-choo went Robert. Sorry about that. I sort of scared you, Shooter. It's okay, partner. Hang in there. Crash went the wagon. Splash went the milk. Up went the milkman, and the man with the rose fell down flat. Go away, the milkman told Robert. You cannot work for me anymore. So Robert began to look for work again, but it was hard for a horse to find a job. He looked many days, One day he saw some horses. They had people on them. Say, I could do work like that, said Robert. I will ask for a job. And there's Robert. He's looking for a job. It's hard. A lot of people know about that these days, don't they, Shooter? Robert went to the door. A man came out. You look like a good horse, the man told Robert. You can work for me, but you'll have to work hard. You'll have to do everything you are told. So Robert went to work. He did just as he was told. When he was told to go slow, he went slow. When he was told to go fast, he went fast. Robert did everything he was told. I like this work, Robert said, and I'm going to keep this job. There's Robert at his new job, and he's having fun, sort of. Then one day, he took a woman for a ride. Everything was going well, but all at once, look, the woman said, look at those pretty roses. I want those roses. Robert, take me over there at once. What could Robert do? He had to do as he was told. He took the woman to the roses. Again, he got that funny feeling. His nose began to itch. His eyes began to itch. And kerchoo went Robert. Away went the wagon. Away went the flowers. Up went the woman. And the flower man fell down flat. Look at that. There's another big kerchoo. Roses are going everywhere. Man fell down flat. Yeah, you're looking right at it, aren't you? So, Robert had to look for work again. He looked and looked. Fathers had work. Mothers had work. Everyone had some kind of work, but there were not many jobs for a horse. Robert walked and walked. He looked and looked. Then at last, Robert saw something. He saw a job he could do. He could be a police horse. Join now. Be a police horse. See, there's a police horse right there. No nibbling on the hand, or. Okay. When Robert came out, he was a police horse. He was a good police horse. He did all kinds of police work. Oh, he's letting the kiddies ride where the crosswalk is. See the kiddies right there? There's the kiddies on the crosswalk. One day, Robert worked on Bank Street. Some men came down the street. 3 men. One of them had a black bag. They went into the bank. Robert did not see them. Then at once, someone called out, "Help! Police! Help!" Robert looked around. He saw the 3 men. They were robbers, bank robbers. See the bank robbers right there? And Robert's right there. All right, let's see what happened. The robbers ran right at Robert. They ran right over him. Yeah, see? You're getting into it, aren't you? And away they went. That's the robbers getting away. And Robert's right at them. Okay. Robert got up fast. He had to stop those robbers. But how? How could he do it? And then Robert saw a rose. It was not a big rose, but it was a rose. Robert began to think. He began to think fast. Robert went over to that rose. He put his nose right in that rose. He took a big sniff, a big sniff, and he began to get that old funny feeling. His eyes began to itch. His nose began to itch. And then, kerchoo! Robert sneezed. Never was there a sneeze like it. Away went cats, away went hats, up went dogs, down came birds, bang went the guns, up went the black bag, and the robbers all fell down flat. Hooray! Hooray for Robert, everyone yelled. The bank man was happy. The policemen were happy. Everyone was happy. Robert had stopped the robbers. He had sneezed the robbers flat. The next day there was a party. It was for Robert. His mother and father came. His farm friends came. The doctor came. All the policemen came too. And then one of them got up. Robert, he said, "I have something for you." There's all the policemen and the party. Jesus, yelled the doctor. Hold on to your hats. Here comes the sneeze. Robert will sneeze us all to Chicago. And there's two more pictures of you, of Robert, a horse like you. And that's the end of the story. What do you think, Shooter? Phil, you like that book, don't you? That's one of your favorites. I'm going to get mine. Now remember, I know you took your mask off so you could eat. I took my mask off so I could read. But I want you and everyone else to remember, wear your mask, wash your hands, keep your distance, stay safe.